Julian?
Yeah.
We're in the spookies.
We are.
I don't know where we are in the spookies, but we're in the spookies.
I'm Jules.
I'm Jason.
And we doing spookies.
Shit.
Yeah. See?
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing spookies.
Julian.
Yeah.
I have some questions for you.
All right.
And I am upset. I'm not upset with you. The thing is, we see a lot of bad movies. And they're movies that we have no choice because they're in the filmography run. But given a free picks, you chose one of the most poorly rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
A movie that anybody who's seen it remembers it angrily.
Which one's that?
FearDotCom.
Okay.
Did you look into it at all?
No.
Why did you do this? How did this happen?
So here's the deal. When we decided this year not to go buck wild, and we just limited our picks to 3. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do a movie from 3 decades. I did the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And for the 2000s, I mean, this was just the first one that kind of like popped up. And I thought, this is as good as any. And it's funny because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Because I actually quite enjoyed it for the most part, up until I got to the point where I said, well, now hold on a second. In the first 40 minutes, none of this points towards anything supernatural. What the hell's going on with the supernatural aspect? And then I assumed, yeah, it's probably going to be bad. Bad news, Brown from there on out.
It was bad right away.
I thought it was fine.
He's like, this movie's pretty all right. I said, eat shit.
I mean, like...
Man,
the acting's fine.
No, it's not.
I think it was filmed on film. I mean, it looks okay.
It looks okay. Everything about it is wrong.
This just feels like Zodiac.
No, fuck you. What? Oh, man. Did you got some trivia?
I do. I got some trivia from Bolivia.
Were these people blackmailed? It was filmed in a different country? Do you know where it was filmed? It feels like it was filmed in a foreign country with foreign cast members, written by somebody whose English is their second language, and they cannot make the words sound natural or correct.
Honestly, I don't know where it was filmed.
Dommeldange, Luxembourg.
But I maybe could find out.
Dommeldange.
But I was like, oh, where's a license plate? Give me a license plate. I didn't see any.
Oh, this is Germany.
Well, I'm thinking it might be, now that you mention it, because of Udo Kier and... the other guy.
Stephen Dorff?
Yeah.
Who's the director? Who wrote it?
Man, now you're just calling me out on things that I didn't think were important. So I didn't write them down. It was written by Moshe Diamant, Josephine Coyle, and others, it says. Directed by William Malone.
Tell me more about this Moshe Diamant.
Well, hang on here. So William Malone directed House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that. I've never seen that. I've seen parts of it. It's terrible, right? That's with Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Does he get his head chopped off by a statue?
A lion statue.
Does it bite his head off?
I mean, effectively, because of it has an open mouth, but it's not like moving or animated or anything. So, yeah, this movie, 2002, right? Apparently, they decided to wait to procure the domain FearDotCom. And somebody else owned it, and they said that they would never sell it under any circumstances. So the movie was changed to FearDotCom. And in the movie, they go to FearDotCom.com, which was also the website for this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This was one of 3 films from 2002 that received an F score on CinemaScore from audiences.
For sure.
The other 2, Darkness and Solaris.
That's too bad about Solaris, but yeah.
You believe that? The budget for this was estimated $40 million. Gross, $18.9 million. Just to give you an idea of other horror movies that came out in 2002, The Ring.
Could have watched that?
We did.
No,
I did.
You did.
Yeah. Ghost Ship.
Would have been better. I've seen parts of that.
Ju-On, the original The Grudge. Cabin Fever. The Mothman Prophecies.
Just a list of movies that I would rather watch twice than this ever once.
Yeah, boy, you did not like this.
I am real hostile towards it. It's upsetting.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we go into the synopses and then we can get this out of the way so you can live the rest of your life. FearDotCom free.
I don't want to be mean.
No, man. Hey.
I really disliked it.
I know what you think of me.
Yeah, I think you're great. Haunted by a serial killer known as the Doctor, police detective Mike Stephen Dorff becomes embroiled in a string of deaths that at first appear to be the result of a virus or pathogen until Terry, Natasha McElhone, some sort of disease doctor, says, "Afraid not, this is something else altogether." Soon the victims start to hit home and the two must team up, ignoring their obvious sexual chemistry, their parts dripping with heat, to solve these grisly deaths that only make them more hot in order to themselves not die, because of course they visit the website that seems to be at the root of all of this, that domain name, fear.com.com. Promise me you won't go to the website. Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
click off. Would you like to play?
Yeah, right?
No.
This, man, I hate it because all of that stuff is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I really thought if it was just a Stephen Dorff crime movie,
sure,
with Stephen Ray,
I always think it's Rhea, but I can't imagine that's true.
We got 3 names there. Mm-hmm. And Natasha McElhenney.
Oh, yes, Truman's True Love.
It would have been fine. I mean, it would have been everything you've seen before.
Yep.
But, man, yeah, so the movie starts off. We got Udo Kier, right, in a thankless role.
Yep.
Walking down into a subway, passes a man. He's wrought with fear, gets down to the platform, and a white dodgeball comes bouncing by.
Uh-huh.
He goes, "What the hey?" And then all of a sudden he looks down on the tracks. There's a albino girl.
Yep.
Playing with the ball.
This movie was not meant to be seen in HD. All of the stuff, you're like, well, that looks real dumb. I could see how that's just a young girl they put makeup on.
Yeah, that could not have been there, and that would have been perfectly fine. Because it really doesn't make any sense either, once we actually find out who the girl is. So he goes, "Oh no, the kid! And the train is coming. I'm going to get down in there."
Third rail sparking.
Right. Because at this point, he's deep into it. You get 48 hours to live, right? So he's
at 47:57.
Right. I think it's safe to assume that that's a hallucination.
As you're watching it in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid.
Uh-huh.
First of all, she's spooky.
Sure seems like a video game, too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so he gets down in there and manages to lean up against the wall, and the train doesn't hit him. But then he does something and it hits him.
I got to get in front of that train.
And it smashes him. And he's dead.
I don't even think you'd be able to see him anymore. I think that you just turn into mushy pulp mist.
Yeah, it like hits him and smacks him and he flies against the wall. It's going to hit you, pull you under and just go over you.
Yeah.
You're going to be soup, And so Stephen Dorff shows up and he is looking for his career.
Yeah, what? Man, I was looking at his IMDb and it's not good. I thought that he did better early on, but not really.
No, I've heard that he's difficult, but I've also heard that he's incredibly particular about his roles.
I also think he keeps it real too. I think he's a shit talker, but not in a mean way.
Yeah,
he keeps it real.
Right, and I think a combination of that. The difficulty probably comes from the fact that he keeps it real. And then when you're being choosy about your roles, especially if you've been burned on a couple of larger films like FearDotCom and to some extent the original Blade, yeah, man, you just kind of burn out. Because then he did that movie with Dakota Fanning.
And that's good. That's a while later, somewhere.
He's a Stephen Dorff type.
Yeah.
In there,
It's
what it's called, Hotel Elsewhere or something?
It's called Somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And it's a Sofia Coppola movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
And, right, hot off of Lost in Translation, I believe.
I think you're correct.
So Stephen Dorff's down there and he goes, "What is this?" "No, doc, this guy got hit by a train." And he goes, "Look at his eyes. What could make a man look like that?"
Yeah, he's talking about the fear in his eyes.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, how about the fact that you're about to be killed by a train?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Those eyeballs would have been knocked right out of his head if he'd been launched like that.
Yeah, he'd be burp.
Hit that wall with such force that, yeah.
You'd be a shadow on it, like Hiroshima.
Ah, that's where I was thinking too when you said a shadow.
Yeah. And so he goes, okay, well, this is weird. And he's got a book about the internet. That's odd too. So then I think he goes back to the police precinct. We meet his partner.
Well, I was like, man, this guy's not a great actor. And then a minute later, I was like, oh, wait. Hey,
That's Jeffrey Combs.
it is Jeffrey Combs.
From Beyond.
Great.
Awesome, right? Isn't that interesting how that worked?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't my original pick, and then we got there,
Yeah, we'll get into all that.
and we came back full circle. I wish I would have picked a third movie with him in there. What are you doing?
Reanimator? You don't see her walking by?
Who?
That little bitch that lives here.
No.
The little blonde girl
No.
from FearDotCom.
Oh,
She's watering the plants with her bucket.
well, at least she's making herself useful. Right? But yeah, no, it's Jeffrey Combs. And yeah, he just feels like a smear of Vaseline. You know, he's just, I don't know. Ugh.
Don't let her fuck with your head.
Nobody's good in this. Nobody's good in this whole movie. I can't lock into a single person in this movie. No, I don't care about anything
I like
that's
Natasha.
happening. Why?
I think she's a good actor.
All of her dialogue is so bad.
No, I mean, it's not great, but she really has a couple of moments where she just takes the moment and makes it her own.
I feel bad for everybody.
Stephen Dorff, too.
No.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I thought you were going to be double upset. I thought you were going to be like, wow, I really fucked up. They're really torturing these women.
This is better than Ouija.
I feel bad about these women getting tortured. What? The one we watched or the one you watched?
Both.
No.
Yeah. A lot more interesting things happening.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. So, all of a sudden, the Styles guy, he's eating donuts, and he goes, hey, man, you got to leave this doctor case alone. The feds got it. Stephen Dorff's like, the feds ain't got shit.
I think you're pissed off because this doctor guy keeps sending you love letters. I mean, come on. Everybody's got a case or two they can't crack.
You know? And then all of a sudden, German boy comes blasting through the doors, being harangued by 5 or 6 police officers.
Okay, punk rock.
Matthias Schweighöfer, whose character's name is Dieter Schrader.
Is it a nod to Paul Schrader?
Well, I don't know, because later on, when he's in Army of the Dead, he plays Dieter. And then in Army of Thieves, he plays Ludwig Dieter, even though they're the same character.
Is that the main character?
In Army of Thieves, yeah. Army of the Dead, he's just a safe guy.
Can we get shots?
Sure.
Okay.
Have you not?
What?
Have you not seen Army of the Dead?
No, I don't watch those. I don't watch Zack Snyder movies.
It's not great. I like Bautista.
Yeah, me too. Did you get the espresso one? I'm sorry, Julian. Have you had one of those yet?
I don't think so.
Was that just me that drank it that one night?
Must have been.
It was really bad.
Oh, there's another one.
No, I think we ended up with several of them.
Oh, maybe we did have one before, and then I inadvertently bought them again. But no, so Army of the Dead, you know, it's zombies
Yeah.
in quarantine Las Vegas, and they're hired to steal from the safe.
Yep.
Makes no sense. And it's, as pointed out by Red Letter Media, an odd retelling of Alien.
Okay.
Watch the Red Letter Media review for that.
I think I did.
There's several moments where they're like, this is identical to this shot in Alien.
Isn't there also a dead pixel in the middle of the camera
Yeah.
of the whole movie?
So then I guess Zack Snyder was so blown away by
Dieter? Ludwig?
Matthias Schweighöfer that he allowed him to direct Army of Thieves, which is a prequel to Army of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hired to steal some safes, like world-renowned safes that are, I don't know, whatever. And then in the background, they're like, hey, Las Vegas has zombies.
Is it just Vegas that has zombies?
Mhm.
No.
Because there's some soldiers transporting a cube in the beginning,
Claim the cube.
and they crash,
No.
and the door opens up, and it's the master zombie. He gets free, and he starts zombifying people.
There's a master zombie in it?
Yeah, there's some zombies that are, I mean, it's like, what's that movie with Will Smith? I Am Legend.
I'm Legend, yeah.
Where they're like intelligent. They have sex.
The zombies have sex?
I think the lady zombie's pregnant,
Shut the fuck up.
and then they cut off her head.
What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
Can we
Stop the show and watch it? Yeah.
No. All right, I'm gonna
All right.
I'm gonna
Bottoms up. Wow, that's coffee.
Yeah, it's good to get the Coca-Cola. Ah. My mine was black cherry.
Booyah. Anyway, so he's German. Schweizer.
Blood coming out of my eyes and my nose and my ear.
Yep. And they go, call the CDHO, whatever, and get her down here because it's not the CDC, but I think it's like the DOH or something, Department of Health, maybe.
Sure.
It's unclear.
Maybe they can send someone to meet me at Sid Vicious's apartment.
And then Dieter bashes his brains in or something on the stool in the cell. He's dead somehow.
He's dead from FearDotCom.
But I mean, it makes you have to die some way. It doesn't just kill you. Like Turnbull crashes. The lady jumps out the window.
Who's Turnbull? Is that
That's coincidentally what is her name? McCann?
McElhone?
Her boss.
Oh, the stupid cop?
He's not a cop.
No, he seemed like a cop.
He does, but he's not.
Oh man, this movie, that guy is a horrible actor. He's like a B-movie police chief.
At first I was like, oh damn, is that Corey Haim?
Oh.
But it wasn't. No, so he
maybe FearDotCom got him.
Maybe.
Corey Haim? Oh. Maybe he logged on.
He did. Of course he did.
He never logged off.
You know how he rolled.
Mm-hmm.
So he's dead. Dieter's dead now.
Yep.
And they find his wallet. No, he's not dead yet. When they're arresting him, they found his wallet. And Stephen Dorff rushes over to his apartment. And they find his dead, naked girlfriend in the bathtub.
Now, don't forget, in his cell, he took his blood and he wrote http://www.fear.com.com. And Stephen Dorff was like, is that a hyperlink? And he starts touching it and smears the blood.
That actually didn't happen yet. They put him in the cell, but they go to his house and they find a dead girl in the bathtub and she's bleeding from the eyeballs and such. And that's when Dorff meets Mechany and what's her name? Emily?
Yeah.
And Tammy? Terry. Mike and Terry. And
is that really? Those are their names?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get their last names. And so he goes touching on her in the bathtub. And she goes, I wouldn't do that if I were you. She might have Ebola. And he goes, oh, damn. And his partner, for some reason, is transfixed by the corpse. Yeah. Stephen Dorff has to yell at him. He goes, hey, man, call the coroner.
And he's got a giant erection.
Yeah. He turns around and hits it against the door.
He's like, oh, man, my penis has been reanimated.
Knock on wood.
Oh, boy, it's like this boner is from beyond.
and then Terry goes, hey, what about this camcorder I found under the bathtub? And he goes, damn, girl, that's evidence. And she goes, yeah, I know.
Guys, I'm going to go over here and watch. Everybody leave. I'm going to watch these videos.
So they go back to the police precinct. I think she runs into her boss at this point, and he goes, hey, what'd you find out about that FearDotCom.com? And she goes, not much. It ain't Ebola. And he goes, he dabs his nose, he's bleeding. And he goes, oh, shit. Well, let me know what you find out, because I really up Schitt's Creek here.
Where's your computer? It's broken.
And so she leaves, and then that's when Dieter does whatever he does, and he's dead. He wrote something on the wall, I think 48. And they're like, what the hell is that? So then they go, well, shit, we could watch those videos now. Let's turn off the lights. Let's get some corn. Got some Orville popping.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, it's just this sweet collection of home videos. The sweetest home videos.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, a picture of some guy's uncle getting hit in the nuts by a baseball bat, by a kid, and everybody laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie's over.
Okay.
And, no, it's Dieter and his girlfriend speaking German, taking selfies with the camera, even though selfies haven't been invented yet. And then eventually they are watching porno together. And it's weird. When Terry's watching this video, there's like a weird skip.
They're on FearDotCom, and that's the light flashing at them.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's that light flash that gets everybody.
Okay.
It seems to be you'll reveal what it is.
Right. Maybe I won't, because I really started to lose interest in that last 30 minutes.
Weird.
When it becomes Terry's movie.
Weird.
And so, they're dead. And then we see her boss, for some reason, walking in the remnants of like a factory, which I think is then later revealed to be where the girl used to play. And also where the doctor is.
That weird looking Chernobyl building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Turnbull's just walking in there for no reason. And he can't light a cigarette, and he gets into his car. And then all of a sudden he drops a cigarette and starts burning his crotch. And then the car starts driving. And it's on fire inside. And he's, oh, shit. And crashes. He flies through the window and he's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
So Terry...
do you think is it a hallucination? He's actually driving the car?
It has to be. But then again, what transpires at the end, who knows?
You see some footage of a ghost in the camera.
True.
Remember that? That little freeze frame? You see a head?
In the camcorder?
I think so.
Okay.
In something.
Weird.
They like pause it and you can see the head.
I didn't notice that.
Barely.
Now Terry's at the morgue because they're doing an autopsy on the German girl. She goes, well, it ain't Ebola. Then all of a sudden, we got another body.
They've all had strokes.
Bring in the other body, and they pull it back, and it's Turnbull.
Too much salt.
Terry goes, oh my God, it's Turnbull.
He's always eating those French fries and chips.
Yeah, so they go talk to his wife, and she's like, hey, he worked himself to death. I could care less. You know how many good 50-year-old men there are in Luxembourg? Shit. And they go, well, has he been doing anything weird? And she's like, well, he's always on that computer. And he seems afraid of it.
Stuck his dick in it and broke it.
So they go, all right, well, we're going to take this. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Get out of my life. I'm running away with the pool boy. And so they take it back to the lab, and I don't know, they're like doing computer stuff, and they rope in Simone, and she goes, I'll take a look.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's so stupid. She's on the website, and they're like, hey, you want to get in on this? And she goes, yes. Hey, you want to watch these? And she's like, sure. And now Madagascar cockroaches are crawling out of her hard drive. What the hell? And so she goes to report her findings, and she's walking up the never-ending staircase in the police precinct. Apparently the elevators don't work. She's walking up like 10 flights of stairs, and she sees the white ball, and then a computer CGI morphs into an egg, and all these cockroaches come out of it. She's running. She runs into Stephen Dorff, and he goes, damn girl, what is wrong with you? And she goes, oh, I found these photos from the website.
Promise me you won't go to FearDotCom.
And he goes, yeah, but are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm fine, even though she's clearly not. And she runs away.
She's hooked on the internet.
She's hooked on the internet. Just a regular old troll. Trollitis. And so now they are working under the auspices of, okay, these people all went to FearDotCom.com, and they're dead. So that seems to be a link.
Why didn't they go to like spooky with too many O's.com or something, you know?
Yeah.
Why do FearDotCom.com?
I don't know. It's so stupid. Because why is that his website also? I think it'd be called like theclinic.com or something. So they go, hey, wait a second. Udo Kier had this book about the internet. Let's track down the author. And he's just wasted in a bar. And he's getting head?
What? I don't think so.
Because a lady comes out from underneath the booth.
Does she?
She does, but he's just laying down, passed out in the booth. So I don't understand what's happening there.
Oh, maybe she's trying to get his wallet.
Maybe
she's trying to suck him back to life.
And he's like, you know what? I don't believe in any of this shit.
You see, I needed a new car, so I had to write the book.
Udo was cool, although I liked him.
Yeah, although I do start to badmouth him the more this conversation goes on. Apparently, Udo believed that, and this guy also kind of was the catalyst for this idea that when you collect wires together,
the computers become a supercomputer.
It can collect but also transmit bad vibes or vibes in general.
Is he like describing the cloud?
Yes. They're like, okay, that's pretty dumb, but this movie's getting worse, so it fits. And then they start calling, they figure out like the website's bad or something. The people died after 48 hours, and so they call Denise, but she ain't answering. And Denise lives in like a 90s hard marble apartment. It feels like something straight out of like The Great Gatsby. And when we see her now, everything's just run amok. Curtains are billowing.
Binary code on the walls.
You know, tables are turned over. She's in a nightie. It's raining inside. Mm-hmm. Gabriel's walking around, meowing for food.
Yep.
And she's just scribbling, oh my God, FearDotCom.
0011001000.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, cockroaches start to descend upon her. She freaks out. and then they disappear, but then they start coming out of her mouth. So they're trying to get her on the phone. She's not there, I swear. She's not answering. We'll keep calling.
Just dial it again.
I am. I just tried, okay? She's not there.
And then they pull up, and Terry and Mike get out of Mike's car, and they rush towards the door, but it's too late because Denise swan dives, does a triple Lindy, and lands on the hood of their car, and she's dead. And he goes, God damn it.
No roaches coming out of her.
So Mike goes upstairs and he starts browsing on her computer. Oh, she was visiting Etsy. And he comes across FearDotCom. Would you like to watch the murder? Because the doctor, we don't really touch upon this, but he's going around collecting people.
Yeah, he's a real dick.
Seems like women,
Yep.
mostly. And what he does is he runs a red room, basically. But it's weird because there's only like 40 to 50 views. It seems like when the numbers go up.
Yeah, that's the subscriber ticker's confusing.
And so what he does is he has all these cameras and...
Nobody's paying money either, right? This
No,
isn't
God, no.
like credit cards aren't being entered in.
No.
You just click subscribe.
And this is before the deep web, so you'd figure at some point somebody's got to stumble upon this in the law enforcement agency. Well before Mike, but... So basically, yeah, people, I guess, like hover over and the cursor changes different hand formations and you click on the knives. I'm going to use the knives. And effectively what he's doing is he's just torturing people, women, to the delight of his viewers. And at any moment, the person can ask for him to kill them and he will.
Uh-huh.
But this one lady, boy, she's stubborn. She's holding out. And so he's doing all sorts of stuff to her, you know. And so now Mike has got the ghost in him. And it's, they try to do like disturbing shots. There's like a woman painted all white on hands and knees, and it's zooming towards her, and eventually she vomits blood.
Uh-huh.
You know, and one lady's holding another lady, and she's all fucked up or something, and they're wrapped up in like barbed wire, and
It's bad.
it's bad. And he's even worse because he's holding his head, and the camera's just all this shit.
His pineal gland is acting crazy.
Yeah, big time. So he's got the juju in him now. And at the same time, Terry's doing her own investigation. She goes to visit the mother of what turns out to be the girl, the child.
Mm-hmm.
But she grew up to be an adult woman.
Yes.
I guess she was the doctor's first victim.
Yep.
And he did all sorts of stuff to her. Gave her a checkup.
And Mike's been after the doctor for a long time, and he had to give up because he just couldn't get him.
What if it was the doctor from Hellraiser? Wouldn't that be something? You remember that character?
I'm taking over this operation.
I haven't seen those in a long time.
He's a sex deviant, and
Maybe we should watch those.
so now Mike's got it bad. He's seeing a sexy lady in the elevator, and she drops her glove. Terry's on the hunt. She discovers that the girl played at the power plant or whatever the fuck it is, and she goes there, and there's an old lady down there. She goes, "Oh, it looks like you were waiting for me," but the lady doesn't really give off those vibes.
She's got that milky eye.
And so she goes, "Where's the girl?" And she goes, "She's in the murky water."
Is this lady real? No. She's a ghost? We don't know.
I don't know.
It's not that kind
Has
of
she been to fear.com yet?
I doubt it. That
'Cause
old lady?
Terry.
Old people don't use... Oh, no.
Because Mike eventually gets it bad and he goes to the hospital, and Terry goes to fear.com after Mike tells her not to do that.
She does. She has been there when she does this. That's why she's been in touch with the ghost.
Right, and so she jumps into the water, tepid water in the bottom of a dilapidated
Nuclear reactor?
some sort of place, and finds the corpse and loses her shit and drops her flashlight and gets the hell out of there. But I guess she takes the corpse with her.
I know, it's crazy. I thought she was going to swim away, but she grabs it and goes.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really gross.
So they go back and...
It'd be gooey.
Oh, God, yeah. The thing's been in there for probably at least 5-6 years.
Swollen. Well, no, the gases probably would have dissipated by now, right?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, the one good thing in this entire movie was this stupid-ass scare that's coming up where the dead body's like, "Brr."
Yeah.
And you're like, ah! I wasn't really like, ah. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right. I didn't expect it, but I hate this movie, so it doesn't impress me. But it is one of the few moments where I was like, oh, you did surprise me a little.
So the lady that she takes her to, the pathologist or whatever, she goes, yeah, this lady has been autopsied already. She goes, well, that's the doctor's signature. Oh, my God. And so she goes to see Mike, and then she freaks out a little bit, loses some hours in the elevator. And then her and Mike are like, all right, we're going to get the doctor because we found a lipstick case inside
her.
the girl
Yeah.
with a note that was the address.
She swallowed it before he killed her.
Mm-hmm.
We see that lipstick at some point in the videos, too.
Mm-hmm.
How'd she get that note in there? Isn't she tied up? And then she eats it?
Yeah, he gives her paper and pen. Just
that
to keep
thing's
her,
big.
Yeah. And so they go there, and the doctor, eventually the lady that's in there, she goes, yeah, I want to die now. And he goes, all right, word, you know.
Well, they go to his chill-ass apartment. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
She discovers a magazine. She's like, this is where he is.
Well, and he's got those sculptures that are real human bodies in his apartment.
Oh, yeah, like the bodies displays in the museums.
Yeah.
Bodies. Come see these bodies.
The mutilated bodies transformed into art by the German sculptor Gunther von Hagens. Now, there's a quote from the doctor when he's talking to the lady at first, and he goes,
"Of course I'm gonna kill you. The internet offers birth, sex, commerce, seduction, proselytizing, politics, posturing. Death is a logical component."
Boy, that gave me chills.
You like that?
No, it was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
So they confront the guy, and he's hiding behind the woman. You know, he's been playing a crying game. And
He could have shot him right away.
Oh,
Stephen
absolutely.
Dorff's like, I'm going to get you. And
I
he's
would have
like,
just wasted him.
yeah.
There's no reason for him to stand trial at this point.
I mean, you could at least maybe just shoot him like a few times in the parts you see so that maybe he doesn't die right away because he's
True.
a big stinker and he deserves a little bit of suffering.
I would have shot him in his butt. In his butthole.
Yeah.
And
That would be a bad way to go if you stick that gun up the butthole and then you just blow out the pelvis out the front so
Yeah.
your dick's falling apart. And
yeah, man. And so he goes, I got a knife to her throat. You ain't going to do anything. And then Terry's like, hey, I'm over here. And he goes, what? And then Stephen Dorff runs around and he shoots him in his leg, calf.
Yep.
And he falls down. Oh, no. And he's doing a real Joker, this character. Sounds like, hey, man, I'm, the evil incarnate, chaos, man.
You're not afraid of me, are you? Most people are.
So he's writhing around on the ground, and Stephen Dorff comes up on him like, you piece of shit. He turns around and he shoots Stephen Dorff in the chest.
Yep.
I got a gun, motherfucker. And so then Terry stabs him in the back, but he gets up and he stabs her with a needle, which presumably is full of some sort of a...
Feces?
Paralyzing
I'm sorry.
thing.
Okay.
I assume. Something.
Paralytic?
Some sort of a paralytic, some sort of a sleeping agent, something, right? Because then he ties her up, but then she just starts punching him. What the hell? You're not paralyzed.
This doctor sucks because also they're like, oh, are you expecting your backup? Look over there. And there's Jeffrey Combs dead.
Yeah, I killed Styles, I guess, somehow.
How is he a super killer?
I don't know, man.
He's a dork.
So Stephen Dorff is dying, but he types in FearDotCom, and he goes, Alistar. And I'm thinking it should be Alistair or Alistair, not Alistar. And he goes, what? Send, motherfucker. And FearDotCom pops up.
Lights flicker.
We're here for you, asshole. And he just goes black-eyed. And now we're inside his head. And it's really stupid.
Yeah.
They're flying around and they're talking body corpses and they're doing weird CG stuff. And they eventually shatter him into cockroaches. Which I guess is his psyche and he's dead now.
Yep. And then you see his actual body, which they keep cutting to with the blood dripping out of him.
Super black eyes.
Slowly sliding down a table on the side. Now, so what it is the dead girl haunts the website, the first victim of the doctor, haunts the website, and punishes those that like to watch.
Which, good.
Sure.
Right?
Why would she do it to
Stephen Dorff?
He's obviously on her side.
Yeah. And she uses him almost like a vessel to get there.
Yeah.
But his eyes are bleeding. I mean, theoretically, he's going to be dead soon.
She could probably chill out on the two of them.
Yeah.
Get the others.
Right.
How is there not all these people being like, oh, these people are going to these websites and dying? That seems weird.
And not only that, once you take out Alistar, I would then keep it going, but like it's fake, but it looks real. And then just let FearDotCom kill all of these creeps.
Well, I'm for that. The thing with the flashing lights. Now that's the ghost going into your body, I guess.
What?
That's you getting cursed.
I guess, yeah.
It seems like initially the idea was they figured out a way to make the website kill you, not with a ghost. Somehow this flashing light does something. That's not really the case. I hate this. It's
the issue
stupid.
Is that the doctor is completely unaware, I believe, of the fact that there's a ghost in the machine.
No, he's just horny for killing people on camera and letting people choose how it's done.
Yeah, it very much seems like they layered this other aspect on top of this, what normally would just be a cop chasing a killer movie.
Which could have been okay, directed by somebody else, written by somebody else.
It would have been just par for the course, fine, whatever. I did like the cinematography for this movie, so it would have been like, just like the general scenes.
I mean, listen, I agree it sort of looks pretty good a lot of the time, but there's something wrong with it. It's very close to that Crow. Is it Wicked Prayer? Is that the third one? The not Eddie Furlong
No, Wicked
one?
Prayer is the
Furlong?
fourth one. The Salvation is the third one.
Salvation. It reminds me of Salvation,
Yeah.
where it's like it kind of looks pretty good, but
In the
there's
moment to
something
moment,
B-movie about it.
it's fine.
This movie is a wild B-movie.
Once it veers into effects and camera tricks and shit,
Well, how does this end? He's dead.
he's dead.
Is Stephen Dorff dead?
He dies
How could he not, right?
because he's shot in the sternum. Yeah.
She's fine.
She's fine. The lady's alive. Stephen Ray is dead or whatever. So we see Terry back at her apartment. Much like in the beginning, the phone rings. She answers it. Nobody's there. She hangs up and the movie ends.
What is that supposed to be?
Because now FearDotCom is a phone service calling to wake you up in the morning.
Oh, that's nice. One of the other things that's unbearably stupid about this movie is I guess it's supposed to be the website, but it's not, where they type in FearDotCom.com and it's that horrible bar with the bad font. That's for all of the internet, apparently.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels more like an app or a program that you're running.
Jules, I hate this movie so much. I was so angry. I saved half of it. I tried to knock out 2 in one night. I couldn't do it because this movie's so bad. So I only had 52 minutes left. The 2 hours before I watched it, I was like, I don't want to watch this. I'm actually really mad I have to watch this. This movie's so bad. I hate this movie.
Like I said, that last 20, 30 minutes, it becomes a different thing altogether, and it really lost me.
All that ghost shit's like so embarrassingly stupid. Like the flashes
is.
you're talking about, the white lady puking blood.
Well, and they're like, oh, it's 48 hours because she, obviously was killed in 48 hours and all this shit. Because they turned to Callie, and I'm like, why is it 48 hours? Normally in these movies, it's like there's a reason.
7 days. Because they're ripping off The Ring.
They very much are.
It's a huge Ring ripoff.
This kind of feels like it was one thing, and then they made it a different thing in production, and to rip off The Ring. And
But then there's good actors in this, and it's so bad. Udo Kier's not a good actor, although he does have a movie from the last few years, I think, where he plays an aging hairdresser that maybe ends up in a convalescent home.
Oh,
That's supposed to be real good.
yeah, I like Udo. Kudos to Udo.
Do you want to give Stephen... Are we done talking about it?
Yeah, we're done.
Do you want to give Stephen Dorff a rating in case we get around to him at some point?
I'd give the Dorfinator, honestly, I'd give him a 6.
Nice. I give him a 3.
Okay. I think he realizes what this is, but it's almost like he's not trying, which I think is for the best. One point later in the movie when he's all jacked up on the FearDotCom.com, he goes, fuck, they're driving, and he's losing it. And he goes, I'm losing it. I thought, yeah, that's a good line.
He's like, I'm having a hard time staying here.
Staying here. That's what it was.
That is a good line.
So the movie itself,
Yeah.
if I had to rate it,
It's great. Please do.
I give it a 5.
2.
Okay. Yeah, we're just watching it for the movie, so we don't rate anybody else.
Let me say, home movies, Monument Avenue, Uprising, No Way Out. Is that the Leota movie?
No, that's No Escape.
Okay, No Escape. Bad movies, Grind. Bad movies I don't like. This movie wins. I hate this movie so
Man,
much.
that's so crazy. I just can't see it.
And part of me says, Jules, once a year we get to pick out some movies. I can't believe you wouldn't try your hardest to find good movies. But God bless you, because you're really bringing a different angle to things. This would be less interesting if it's just two people scouring for the best movies they can find. Jules brought a bag of shit to the table, and it's more.
Well, because
more
last year I
interesting.
tried to go spooky, and I'm like, well, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so fuck it.
Yeah.
When you were like, you got to pick 3, I just literally Googled horror movies from 2000, and this was the one that I went with. Mostly because I had seen all the other ones of note. You know?
I appreciate you. I hate this movie. It made me mad to have to watch it.
Yeah.
I really needed to understand why you picked it.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I say, great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Fuck it.
2.
Cool. You brought it down. Okay.
No, it was 2 all along.
I thought you said
2.
3.
No, I said 2.
I'm going to give it a 6.
It's a 2. Oh, man. You can find us on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. We doing filmographies. You can email us at
WeDoingFilmographies.com. Wait. We doing filmographies at FearDotCom.com.
You give us a call?
763-634-1897.
That's correct. You can text us as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite so exciting because it could be anybody. I'd prefer to hear a voice and voicemail. But
Yeah.
I don't like calling phones. Do you like calling phones?
No, but I got to know what one of you weirdos sound like.
Oh my God. You know what? I called a podcast while I was in Wisconsin. I called the Werewolf Ambulance Hotline because they said Brad Pitt was from Canada. And I was like, hey, what's up? This is Jason from We Do Filmographies. Brad Pitt's actually from, and I said the wrong place. And as I was driving, I was like, oh my God, you picked the wrong one.
Wrong finger. I gave the man the wrong finger.
Is he from Wyoming or Kentucky?
I think it's Oklahoma. Shawnee, Oklahoma,
Shawnee,
something like that.
Oklahoma.
I think I said he was from Ohio or something, or Idaho.
God.
And I called back again and I apologized.
And
I was like,
blocked
"What?
you.
It's voicemail. It's really embarrassing."
Yeah.
I like that podcast a lot. Now I feel ashamed.
That's something that I would have actually verified before I called.
I thought I knew it. Now, if you guys could go ahead and embarrass yourselves with me and Julian, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we cover it all? Oh, check out the nowplayingnetwork.net.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe since it's spooky time, check out Tracks of
the Damned.
Tracks of the Damned.
Is that about songs, though?
No, that's the commentaries for movies.
Oh, okay.
Horror movies. Go ahead and check out that.
Yeah, do that.
Nowplayingnetwork.net.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself some spookies. And then go back there at Christmas time and get yourself some ho-ho-hos.
Mm-hmm. And while you're at it, watch Lake Mungo.
You tell them to take a stop down at Lake Mango?
Take a stop down to Lake Mungo.
Go ahead and see if we can find some bodies under the surface.
She got sucked under the shelf.
Yeah, we never did figure out what she did. But you know what? Once you go to the house and ask her, she's there crying in the afterlife. It sounds like a miserable experience.
Because that phone video in there is kind of genuinely disturbing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Watch that.
Like Mungo.
Like Mungo.
All right. Well, I've been Jason.
To right. I've been Julian.
And we'll see you tomorrow. No. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with another spooky.
Spooky. Chains.